On the Mayfly bench, this Roland electric piano. So this piano belongs to our local high school and gets used all the time. And it recently developed a fault, during their final concert, in that it wouldn't turn on properly unless you jiggled the power cord. So they wanted me to have a look and see if I could repair it, and because music programs in high schools don't have a lot of money, we tried doing it on the cheap. So the power supply that comes with this is a Roland PSB 7U. Now if you look closely at it, it's got a little problem here. Essentially the wires are not making contact. This is certainly part of the issue. The teacher that I spoke to also believes that it's got a problem with the wiggling of the jack. Now I don't really want to take this thing apart, so I hope it's just this, but we will see. School also had another power jack which was the right voltage and the right amperage and the right polarity on the jack, but unfortunately the jacks are not the same, and in fact this jack doesn't actually even fit inside the piano. So the plan is snip this lead off the old power supply and put it on the end of this one. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm set up on the soldering bench here, and this is the generic supply that I'm going to use and splice the end of the Roland supply onto. But before I do that, I'm keeping in mind that this is going to be used and abused by high school students. This joint here may suffer the same fate as the one on the Roland supply. So I'm going to add some heat shrink tubing over top of it to better bolster it so that we won't have a fault here sometime in the future. Now we need to make sure we get polarities correct when we swap these plugs. I've stripped off a little bit off the ends, and we're going to use a voltmeter to measure and find out which one's positive and which one's negative for both. So the inside is positive, and that is the one with the line on it. We spliced together the one with the writing on it from the plug to the one with the stripe on it from the power supply. And now it's time to perform the splice. So I like to make J-hooks with my leads after tinning them so they have a good solid mechanical connection and can't be pulled apart after they're soldered. Now you have to make sure that you have your heat shrink on your joint, both for the individual legs and for the overall sheathing later. That's a mistake you only make once. So we have the splice soldered. Now before I put the heat shrink over top of it, I'm just going to do one last test to make sure that I got the polarity right, because that would suck if I didn't. So that did the trick. With the correct plug on there, you can wiggle it like crazy and the piano stays functioning. The voltage is right, the current is right, piano sounds great, splice looks good. I think we're going to declare victory.
A few moments later.
Well, I emailed the music teachers at the high school and they said, oh wait, the output jacks are flaky as well. So I did have to take it apart. And what I found when I took it apart is, yeah, the output jacks were toast. They were completely broken. So what I've done so far is I've unsoldered them from the board, measured them, found an equivalent part that I can buy from Mauser, placed an order. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's the next day and the jacks that I ordered from Mauser came in. It's time to install them. So here we are back at the soldering bench. Now normally this would be a pretty straightforward operation, but it's not. And that's because when the output jack took a hit, it actually lifted a trace off the board. And it was a through trace as well, so it connects one piece of the circuit board with another piece and also to the jack. Yeah, it's going to be tricky to deal with. Alright, we've got the new output jack soldered in. My little wire bridge that I used to repair the broken trace is installed and has been beeped out to make sure the things are connected that should be, and the things that are not supposed to be connected are not. Now we're going to install it in the piano, hook everything back up, put the piano back together, make sure that it all works. Alright then. Just go down like that. Okay, I think we're done. Piano's back together. I tested every key. Every key works. I tested both output jacks. They're both good. Piano sounds great. Power supply works well. I think we're good. Thanks for watching. See you next time.